Right, I've got that now centered, so I've got to drill a hole. Hang on, let me just put the center in. Right, that's okay. Got to drill this out now with a 3/8 just till it breaks through the hole, which I'll be able to see by looking through there. Right, what I've done is I've drilled through there with a 3/8, and I've also just formed this little chamfer there for the valve, which is the valve seat, which will go in there, which is the exhaust valve. Or is it? Oh, you cocked it up now. Right, I've just realised I've made a little bit of a faux pas. This is actually the exhaust valve side, and I should have drilled this hole in the inlet side. So, right, let's have a think about that. So what I've done, I've drilled a 3/8 hole all the way through there, which should only be a 5/16 hole, and formed the valve seat. I should have been coming from the other way, so I've sort of messed up a bit, but I mean, it's okay. It means I will have to do some modifications to the valve guides, so I can get over it that way. So anyway, right, I'm going to crack on with it and just drill all the way through so I can get a position for the hole on the other side, and then move on from that. I'll have to modify the exhaust valve. Let's put it that way. That's the worst case scenario. Right, what I'm going to do to salvage this situation is, instead of drilling this out at 7/16, I'm going to now drill it out at 7/16 to form this valve seat, which will now be 7/16 instead of 3/8, and then I'm going to drill this out to 1/2 inch, and what I'll do eventually is, when I come over to make this, I'll change this to 1/2 inch, and also the valve guide on the other side, instead of making that 3/16, I'll make that to fit the 3/8 hole, which it should be a 5/16 hole, but I'll make it 3/8, so everything's gone up by a 1/16. That's how I'm going to salvage my cock up anyway. So let's get this drilled out now to 7/16. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to drill down 7/16 hole, form the valve seat on the 3/8 side, and pull that out, and then drill 1/2 inch on this side. Right, that's now formed a 7/16 valve seat. Let's go just a touch more. That's it. I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's a nice seat in there. So now I've got to drill this side out to 1/2 inch and make the guides 1/16 bigger. So I'll get that drilled out and then I'll come back. Right, you can just about see the two seats in there. You can see the valve seat for the exhaust valve, which is the second one, and the first one is actually the shoulder for the inlet exhaust valve guide, plus the valve seat for the exhaust. Yeah, so you can just about see. I wonder if I get the torch in there whether you'd see any better. Might do. Have a look. Get it to focus. Come on, focus. Yeah, that's a little bit better. You can see the shoulder for the inlet valve, and you can also see the ring for the exhaust valve seat, which is the second one in. The first one is the inlet valve. So I've salvaged the situation, but everything now is 1/16 bigger than the drawing, which won't make any difference. That'll be fine. Good. That's that salvaged. I can move on now. Right, I'm going to turn my attention to the valve guides now while it's still fresh in my mind, and I need to change this measurement 5/16 to 3/8 because we've gone up a 16th on this measurement here, so I'll make that 3/8 instead of 5/16. This bit which I've changed to 3/8 isn't going to change to 3/8. It's going to stay at 3/16. I'll just get something to rub that out with later. So this is the bit that sticks out that has the spring on. This is the bit that goes into the head, wherever the head is. Yeah, here. This side. That's the bit that goes into the head there. So I'm going to get that over to the lathe, get that turned up to that dimension. Then this one, wherever it is, there. I'll put it upside down because that's then the. No, I'll do that. I think that's still yeah, still in view. Right, so that is made from this little casting here. That way up actually. But what I need to bear in mind with this one is I've got to change this from 7/16 to 1/2 inch, which is going to be very tight because it's only just over 1/2 inch. So I'm going to have to be very, very careful how I machine that. That's going to be the critical part on making this whole thing fit, keeping that at exactly 1/2 inch so it fits that hole. But looking at that, let's put the old guessometer on it. It's only showing just over 1/2 inch. Well, 563, so 45. Smallest is about 45. Yeah, so I've got to get this chucked up so this is running almost true, and then just skim a little bit down to 1/2 inch. I'll do that first because that's the most critical bit. This piece is not that important because if I mess it up I can easily get another bit of gunmetal, but it's important I do this while it's all still in my mind. So I'm going to go over to the lathe and get this chucked up and hopefully get this little bit running true. In fact, I think I'm going to set it up in the forward jaw and indicate this in. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get it because we're down to the final point on the casting more or less, so I think we've got it lined up sufficiently to get it. I'm not happy with this cutter. I'll take that out. further in. Yeah, that's better. It makes a nicer cut. Yeah, that's much nicer. Much nicer. .532. We've got to get down to 500. So we're 532. Zero that out. 6 is there. Yeah, we're more or less exactly from the face. So I'm just going to face this off to start with, down to my 0. Right, what I'm going to do is just face this shoulder off now, down to this measurement, because that's not the final measurement. That's actually still at, let's have a look, yeah, we're still 25 thou over. So I'm going to bring that down to face that off and then come out 626. Got to come out 626 from there. So let's face that off first. I think we're near enough there. Let's go a tad more. Right, we're 12 thou over. 12 thou over. So if I go another 3 on the dial, that'll be 6. That should leave us 6 over. Yeah, 156. Right, that's showing about 1 thou over, which should be about a press fit for this. Actually, that's perfect. That's a perfect fit. Okay, so now I come down, touch off on that face, set the DRO. I can come out 626 and face it off. Right. What we have now, let's get that in there, is this dimension set up here. That's 1/2 inch instead of 7/16. So now for the last 16th I'm going to move this down to 3/8. Okay, or 7/16. It might be 7/16. I'm just going to double check what I've done. It could actually probably stay at 3/8 on this one. It'll just have a slightly deeper chamfer there. Instead of being 7/16, it's now 1/2 inch. So this is 3/8. So instead of a 16th, there'll be an 1/8 difference there. It's probably not making a lot of sense, but I'm not sure how important it is. I think it's to clear the shoulder that we created on in here. Hang on, let me get that. So it comes down. I don't know if you can see that on there. You might be able to. it's so it sits down on this shoulder. So I'm just going to measure from there to there, just to double check our measurements. 550 to that shoulder. Right, I've got 550 from this face to that shoulder, which is, where are we? Lost it now. Let's just bring that back a bit. Which is 550 from that point to that point, and it's calling 562, but if you remember, we went 626 because we added on the 063 for the 16th here. So the shoulder there is 550. So I'm going to bring that down to 550 on that shoulder, because that's got to be like a sort of a gas tight seal, really. So I'm going to flip that over, and I'm going to do that with the chamfer bit. What I need to do now is to set this tip what I need to do is to set this tip right on that edge. That is exactly there. And zero the DRO. Right, I've zeroed the DRO, so now I need to come back 063 to a depth of 1/16. 441. It's okay. It's okay. Oops. .41. Let's try that. Yeah, I don't think I can fit it on from there, but pretty sure that's going to be somewhere near. Right, I've drilled a 7/64 hole. I'm now going to ream for eighth of an inch. Actually just reamed this 1/8 for the valve, so now I'm going to bore out this middle piece here down to that point there, and then this cutout here, this hole here, I'll do in situ. So I need to get a whatever size hole that is in there. Right, that needs to be a 1/16 less than 3/8. Sorry, less than 7/16, because this piece here, this piece from there to there, is now 7/16. This overall is 1/2 inch, so a 1/16 less than 7/16 will be whatever it is, 6/16, which is 3/8. Right, just going to flatten out the bottom of this. Oops. Zero that, 063, and then 0 again, 0 again, and now I've got to go in 470. Right, I can take that out now. Right, a little chamfer just on the inside, hang on. Right, there. Right, we've got a little chamfer just on this inside lip here. We're down to a flat bottom. We've got this detail formed here, this detail formed here, and this distance sorted from there. That's all, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. I would also appreciate it if you would click the subscribe button, because that will enable me to grow the channel so that I can keep making these videos. Please leave a comment or a question. I do read all of the comments and reply to as many as I can. Thanks for watching.